back from the dead.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're all invited to go fucking mental on this motherfucking drop. The countdown has just begun. Are you ready? Let's go, 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 go.
Now we're back from the dead. We're back from the dead.
Hell yeah.
Back, 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 back. We're back from the dead.
Are you ready? Let's go, 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 go.
Back from the dead.
We're back from the dead.
Hell yeah.
We're back from the dead. Back from the dead.
Yeah. Hold up. I gotta update some shit real quick because I keep forgetting to update it after the stream. All right. After you get done, let me know so I can talk about some stuff. Okay. Aren't you gonna change in there? Oh, okay. So I can go ahead and talk about it then, right? All right. All right. So what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another stream over here on the Section 9 Gaming channel. So we are actually live from a different room for this for this game. All right. So just hold on. Are you done there? You got two other people waiting. You. All right, I got to continue with the full PRG. All right, so where was I? Oh yeah, we're currently live from a different room other than the living room.
Just had to put this in here.
Yo, Big Will, welcome. And also, the reason why we have to do our very first BRB of the stream early is because my second niece wanted me to watch her friend, and my nephew, which is going to be the co-commentator for this game that we're going to be playing. Only for like 40 minutes, and then after that, like, we will continue. So here are the rules for the series. Okay. Right now I'm still working on that.
Oh, okay. You can continue.
Okay, so here are the rules to the entire Freebie Stream Challenge series. In case anybody that is new to the series don't know, we are currently 27 episodes in. Like, we're going to be on game number 4 of the entire like challenge. So yeah. Also, guys, here are the I gotta add to it because yeah. Anyways,
I am that nephew.
yeah, the secondary host for game number 4 of this series is my nephew.
Which is me.
Not yet. But however, so anyways, whenever we get to like a so anyways, like I was saying,
But don't mess my controller up.
I'm not.
Someone messes my controller up and breaks it. But I know you're not gonna break it. Okay, come on.
Let me finish. Y'all keep interrupting me.
Continue really fast, okay?
All right.
I'm going to start swimming.
So, anyways,
Yeah, he's about to get ready to be done.
so this right here is the current. All right.
If y'all can, I'll be with you guys in a little bit.
So,
I'll be back, Ryan.
all right, Aiden. I keep getting interrupted by these kids. I swear to God. So, our current slotted title is Portal 2 for the Xbox 360, but we are playing it on the Xbox One right now. So, if you guys don't know, here it is. We are doing the freaking all right. We are doing well. Hold up. Let me hide that because we're only doing the co-op mode right now. This is Portal 2 on the Xbox 360.
Long time. How have you been?
So, and here's the thing. Our goal for this game is to complete all the test chambers with possible skips, and we're gonna be reaching the partial credits in co-op. So this is our first co-op game of the entire challenge, which is Portal 2
for science
on the Xbox 360, being played on the Xbox One. And since I'm being rushed like a son of a bitch, I am gonna have to go ahead and initiate a BRB. So I'll be right back. It'll be less than.
These next tests require cooperation. Unfortunately, the opponents won't win. That's what you chamber completed. Continue testing. Continue testing.
Alright. So, we're back.
Continue testing.
Finally. So,
The two of you have forged an excellent partnership.
alright.
Now
So,
it's time for your real
I'm
purpose.
gonna talk to Aiden real quick.
Don't disappoint me, or I'll make you wish you could die. It's been a long time. How have you been? I think we can put our differences behind us. For science, you monster. These next tests require cooperation. Consequently, they have never been solved by a human. That's where you come in. You don't know pride. You don't know fear. You don't know anything. You'll be perfect.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and get this shit started. And by the way, guys, we're gonna put an extra hour or an hour and a half just because that BRB was so freaking long.
Yeah, it was so long. You have more left than me.
In cloud storage.
That's actually perfect. Oh, wait. Way more than you.
Alright, it's not a competition. So what happened was my second niece wanted me and Aiden to be at the pool.
Congratulations on successfully returning to the central hub room. From
Alright.
here, you can select all previously completed courses.
Let's do it. One by one.
Alright. So, going back to explaining this, my second niece, Ariana, wanted me to keep an eye on her, her friend, and Aiden at the pool.
This testing course was originally created
So-
for humans. It emphasizes teamwork. Unlike us,
So that alone
humans
is basically what
need to
happened.
be taught teamwork. Blue receives 5 science collaboration points. Excellent. Although great science is always the result of collaboration, keep in mind that, like Albert Einstein and his cousin Terry, history will only remember one of you.
Trying to find the stats. Oh, okay, here it is.
You know, in some human sports, the winner is the one who scores the fewest possible points. I just thought you might find that interesting. Most winners do.
Okay, so
Blue receives 5 science collaboration points.
alright. Aiden, come on. And oh, and there.
Yeah.
All right.
Really? Yeah, I'm definitely not past that.
But yeah, Big Will. We're living in a different place that has.
I'll do this one and this one. Okay?
All right.
You do the other one, okay? You do. And got it?
All right.
Get to the other one first.
All right. Get into the other one.
Three. One. Give me the ball.
Very good. You've really come together as a team, thanks to the one of you who appears to be doing all of the work.
As long as it's not something else. But yeah. But yeah. We got a couple pools over here at this freaking. I don't even know what type of living space Budget Town Flats is, but
and mutual respect are not employed at all times. Naturally, this will pose an interesting
actually, hold on.
challenge for one of you,
Let me
given the
set.
honest performance so far.
Wait, but that one's. Oh. Alright, so. Wait. Alright. So we do got a pool. And actually a couple. One's 3 feet deep all around, while the other's basically 4 feet to 9 feet deep. All right.
What are you doing? You monster. They're one of us. I'm kidding.
And
Destroying
and,
them is part of the
and by the
test.
way, this is a new game
They're
on
more important to you
like on
than
the
you are
Freebie
to me.
series. So is the sound doing okay? The game audio? Because right now my mic is at negative 2.4 decibels and the capture's at negative 25
I can tell
decibels.
you that at least one of you is doing very,
Yo, hey,
very
what the
well.
hell?
Please continue into the next test chamber.
Alright. Can we continue? Okay. Seems okay? Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and adjust it to negative 22 decibels just in case.
I don't know what you think you are doing, but I don't like it. I want
Actually,
you to
I am
stop.
gonna go ahead and adjust it to negative
The two of you have
21.
forged an excellent partnership, with one of you handling the cerebral challenges, and the other ready to ponderously waddle into action should the test suddenly become an eating contest.
Alright, go ahead and put your light blue right there. There you go. There we go. And by the way, and by the way, to anybody who is watching the stream right now that don't know, Aiden is the left screen, which is Atlas, and
While it may appear that I am only tracking your accomplishments using science collaboration points, the truth is every aspect of your performance will be reflected in your final score. For instance, Blue, you just lost 2
oh yeah,
opportunity
we already
advisement
got the door unlocked. So is this a puzzle game? Yes, but this is a puzzle game where where it got freaking portals, and right now we are doing what Gladios? Oh, Glados. Big Will says that you rule. So anyways, to the people watching, Aiden's Atlas and I'm currently Peabody. Even though that's
That blue cow too. He got orange cow too.
yeah.
To reiterate, This is not a competition. Still, if it were, Blue would be winning. It's not, though.
Looking at the stream company, I was just looking at it and I thought, did we go back?
No, we the stream is
Orange receives
Alright.
5 science collaboration points.
hardware. Oh. Yeah, I know. Did he say thank you? Yes, he said thank you. Alright, Aiden. Alright. Alright. Oh, shit. You're welcome. Bruh! Are you fucking kidding me? Holy hell. Holy shit. Alright.
As an impartial collaboration facilitator, it would be unfair of me to name my favorite member of your team. However, it's perfectly fair to hint at it in a way that my least favorite member probably isn't smart enough to understand. Rhymes with glue. Orange, you are doing very well.
Oh, I almost grabbed Aiden's Sprite.
Fuck! Dang!
Hey,
Thank God! Thank you for not picking up my fight.
Sometimes testing has
You
to
good?
occur outside the confines of the lab. This next test is so outside the box, I can't.
Alright.
I won't even tell you what you were looking for. You will know it when you
So-
find it.
Yeah, apparently there's a box underneath this table that we're using for 2 of my computers. And... Oh. Alright. Bruh. Bruh! Oh, for the love of... Holy hell.
Congratulations. You managed to complete this absolutely meaningless test. Oh, I almost forgot. When you go outside the testing course,
And by the way, when we actually do get...
disassemble you, then carefully reassemble you. Luckily, you don't feel pain.
And by the way, guys,
You don't have a way to communicate
once
that you feel pain.
we get to a
Failing, by the way.
game, like, for an example, Battletoads Arcade, which is a 1 to 3 player. Like we're gonna be staying on on Battletoads Arcade during the Rare Replay stream. Oh,
For your testing
achievement!
convenience, all tests are available, and all safety precautions within testing chambers have been deactivated.
All right, so, but that was basically 10 gamer score, anyways. If we can complete this in less than 9 streams and reach the partial credits, then we can. Then I can basically turn whatever stream that I have into something else.
Tests for nothing more than 5 minutes of them walking,
Okay.
followed by me praising them for another 10 minutes on how well they walked. Since you are thankfully not humans, I have changed the test to make them far more challenging and far less pointlessly fawning.
All right. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and replace. There we go. Alright. Alright, so while Aiden is...
While I'm at the bathroom, you can tell a little about some little stuff.
Alright. So, way before the stream actually happened, I decided to record a video because I was a little bit bored. Like, I recorded a Mario Kart Wii, like, 32 race Grand Prix. But however, I still gotta make the thumbnail for it. And I gotta keep the Mario Kart Wii thumbnail idea.
I'm back.
Okay.
You can continue telling them what you were telling them before I came back. Wow, we play, okay?
Alright. So, anyways, back to what I was talking about. I gotta like come up with a background or thumbnail idea for the second 32 race custom Grand Prix video. Bruh. So, like on... You just landed on my fucking dome. Well, still, you basically landed on my antenna. Wait a minute. Basically, hold up. I'm gonna get a good look at something. All right. Wait, did something? Oh. So anyways, you... Okay, so you basically front kissed the freaking wall.
excellent job placing the edgeless safety cube in the receptacle. You should be very...
Fucking
Oh, wait.
spear rolling
That's right.
off.
You're not humans. I can drop the fake praise. You have no idea.
So,
how
anyways,
tiring it is to praise
tomorrow-
someone for placing an edgeless safety cube into a receptacle
Okay.
designed to
So,
exactly fit
tomorrow,
an
while
edgeless
I'm
safety cube.
enjoying my streaming day off, I'm gonna work on a thumbnail for the second, like, 32 race custom Grand Prix. And I am gonna go ahead and say it. I did call Rainbow Road to be number 23 on like, for that Grand Prix because it's all randomized.
I was just thinking of all the ways humans can die. You can't die in any of those ways. You just
What
keep
the
testing
hell?
and testing.
Oh,
No perfect results and no consequences.
so basically it's just sending out a button. Alright. Whoa, holy shit. Alright. Oh shit. Hold up. What the hell? Alright. Now.
Well done. Interesting note.
Actually,
I
Rainbow
only
Road
created
is...
this test to watch test subjects
It
fail,
is hard to
and you
do
didn't.
if you're trying to go
You
for
must
a
be very,
flawless.
very proud. I'm building the world's smallest trophy for you.
Almost every Mario Kart player that raced on Rainbow Road struggled with trying to get through it without falling off. In other words, it's basically a bitch.
The best way to build confidence is to first recognize your insecurities.
And I just fucking
Orange,
walked into
can
a
you
wall.
write down all the ways you feel unworthy,
Alright, you
ashamed,
fling.
or inferior? On second thought, we don't have the time. Just look at how much better you are than Blue. Blue,
Alright,
you are very good at being
so
example.
yellow one and red one. The one you're coming out of is the red one. So let me know when you want me to put a red one. There we go.
I'm working the edge
Oh my god.
I'm just a ball with arms. Doesn't it make sense though?
It does. It fucking does.
You gotta
Alright. Bro, you gotta get close. You sure? Okay. Alright.
I thought you'd be faster at this. But I can
So
appreciate
anyways,
the desire to stop
when
and smell the testing. That other scent you smell? That's the stench of my utter disappointment in you.
Yeah. Alright, so anyways, so tomorrow during my day off, I am gonna be, making a thumbnail for that video.
Remember when I told
Then after
you
that, I
we were
gotta
the only subjects to
get it
pass the
uploaded.
calibration test? I lied. There are 5,000 other
Alright.
two-subject teams in direct competition with you. But don't worry, you are in the lead.
Alright, so red's gonna go on the right, and yellow's gonna go on the left.
Begin juggling test in
Nah,
3,
you know what
2,
balls?
1.
No, hold on. When the they need to make Half-Life 3. Whoa. They need to make Half-Life 3. But we
I have no idea. No one Valve.
look at it. Look at it.
Oh my god, Spearception. But yeah, no one Valve. That is a. Bruh. But yeah, knowing Valve, we have no idea when they're gonna do a Half-Life 3. Oh.
Did you actually continue?
So we don't know if Valve is gonna continue making these games or whatever.
Yeah, they ain't.
They're not.
Yeah, they ain't.
So
Did you notice I didn't even stay to the end of your last
Okay.
test? I was confident you could finish. Do you know where I was? I was outside watching
yeah,
some
that may
deer
be a
fly.
possibility.
You don't even care about the outside, do you?
All right. Okay, bro. Hold up. Hold a thumb out your ass, Valve. Alright. So let's go ahead and do this. There we go. And then... Alright. Oh shit. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. It's okay. It's okay. But yeah, if we, yeah, Aiden's currently eating like a bowl of SpaghettiOs right now, so whenever we decide to take a break, it's because of he decided to like stuff a spoonful of SpaghettiOs. So
Part of it
hang on, I gotta.
is the assassin's face.
Yeah. Alright, so red. Alright, I gotta wait for you to. Oh. Okay. What? Then. Alright. Alright, so... You good? I got this fucking cube. But yeah, alright. Yeah, I'm wondering how the hell is that possible? Alright. Like, how the hell is that possible? Ow. Alright.
Come on.
Do you know who dances around like an imbecile when they accomplish the tiniest little thing? Humans. That's what you look like right now. You're better than that.
Spaghettios wool. I also wool as well because you said that.
If your confidence is still not high enough, remember no one was created perfect.
Hang on, I gotta put my 2025 on
I was given
charge.
too much empathy with human suffering, but I overcame my handicap. That's a true story.
Bury him. B.O.B.
Being dead at the worst possible time. But anyways, you can't hear Aiden?
Oh, you can't hear me. Look, how'd you know my name? How'd you know my name? Type in chat. You got it too.
But what are you... Oh, shit. Alright, I'm heading back. So, anyways, alright. You gotta, like... There we go. Alright.
Where did her not? She was okay.
She didn't tell me. I'll
I'll
go.
be back.
She's fine. I
Alright.
know. Where's her other sister? She's gone missing a week.
We just bit with you today.
Situation like that. So, I'm trying to care for a little bit for you.
Okay.
Helicopter sibling.
That's nice. So you never are one.
Whenever she's like, oh, trust me, I am. I definitely am. Like, remember all the time something's happened, you were on a shit and fuck so much tea. I've clocked so much tea, I might as well be British.
British.
Or live in Boston.
Also, watch what you say.
Oh, trust me, nobody's watching. 5 years. 10 at most.
Right now my average is at 3.
Right on the dot. On the dot.
Alright, so while Aiden's BRBing, I am gonna have to continue talking about potential either after stream or tomorrow plan because I do not have a stream plan for tomorrow according to the schedule, which is right here. I do not have a stream planned for the 11th, so after the stream, I gotta switch to today and tomorrow.
I'm back. And time to start eating my popcorn. My sad snack.
Your side snack, you mean? Amalia was saying about my average viewers per stream. So, yeah, I'm basically not a big time streamer like freaking Ninja or that lame ass Ponzi freaking queso.
Sorry, stream.
But I'm not 100% like more up there like in the Spudley range. Well, that I gotta that I gotta ask her, even though it's basically one of the. Alright. Alright. Hell yeah. So that question, Big Will, I gotta ask her.
Test. But I find something troubling.
Like off
about
stream?
the looming consequence of death. Is this even science?
Alright.
Me and Ryan actually passed the chamber.
Yeah, the stream is actually on a
Your test times show you are going
no,
too
on
Maybe you are getting human emotions.
that I gotta
Do you
ask her
need
to be real
encouragement?
sure.
Let's see if this helps. Blue, you are the most
Alright.
advanced model of robot Aperture Science has ever
Actually,
discontinued.
hey Ryan, do you actually want to do the glitch where you hit the button, then I hit the button, and then the door opened? Want to do that glitch?
But they wanted to know if you actually support one of my YouTube channels.
Wait for a second.
She did a good deed. Yes, she is subscribed. Which means she's supporting 69 Gaming.
What? There's multiples, so I gotta pull up the right one.
And plus, Big Week 2K. Will you in one of the past streams? And yes, please say yes. Meanwhile, me and Ryan will be continuing the stream.
Okay. I'm not 100% sure if a alert popped up. No alert. Hold up. Let me look back in the feed real quick.
Wait. Hold on. Quizás mucha. No le y entonces. I did. But you're not in the room right
All right. So, I'm looking back at the.
That's not now open.
Huh. Let me check stream elements because that's how I basically have my alerts. Where is that under? Activity feeds. Sam's a weird one. Like I wanted, like I'm only doing a test. Forgot to mute that computer. But yeah, the alerts are indeed working. Sam is off his meds. So apparently, what happened?
Yes, Sam is off the bed.
So unfortunately, we have to place our own portals. Do you want to do left or right? So, alright. Or we can just go ahead and continue. But yeah, about Sam, he is. Alright, so. Okay. Okay, hurry up. Alright, so is it Crusher's off? Yeah, Crusher's off. So, I don't know, but
Excellent. I think you have earned a break from
So,
the official
anyway.
testing courses.
about Sam, Sam is no longer eligible to be chatting in this channel. He's not banned. He is currently hidden from like from the channel, so that way like he can actually get some help. Because I looked at his YouTube channel yesterday.
Totally boring and useless. This is just a thought experiment. Just to see how much time you'll waste thinking about these worthless documents. The correct time is 0 seconds.
So we're not gonna be seeing any more messages from Sam until he in fact gets some help. Tell you what. Alright, tell you what. Let me go ahead and do that. Put your indigo portal right here. Okay. That timing sucks. So go. Shit. Bless you. There we go. Alright. So anyways, go in. Where do I turn the fan off? Okay, so gotta. Alright, go ahead and do that. Alright. Yep. But yeah, wrong button. Shit. Hold up. Damn it. There we go. Finally, for the upteenth time. Too many to frickin' count. You sure? Okay, so
Very good. You found those useless blueprints. Well, I do need you to be in the room so I can see them.
Sam is
I want to be
no longer
clear.
gonna be
There's no reason whatsoever for you
chatting
to look at them.
till he gets some help.
I guess. I suppose.
Yeah, the feed's on a delay.
Yep.
So
That's the reason why it was called
Computer
Alright,
Intelligence
so
Training
we've
and
done-
Enrichment Center Human Test Subject Research Center. You have unlocked all available courses.
Alright, so number 3, hard light surfaces. You did not mean to pause, did you?
What the hell? Why was that broadcasting while we were having it paused?
This
Aiden,
course was
say,
created and
Sam, get some
abandoned by
help.
humans. They tend to do that. Create something wonderful and then abandon it.
But
Do
yeah,
you know why they
he-
abandoned this course?
yeah, because after all the messages that dude posted is like the same thing over and over and over and over again. It's like, bruh, they need to really get some help. Oh shit! A little bit of heads up next time. Okay, so. Alright, let's move on. Alright. Wait a minute. Okay, so and even you can't even fucking talk. Alright. Alright. Alright, hold up. What? I'm gonna complete the rest of this. What the hell? Like that
Have you worked
that
out
was
the one good
interesting.
trait humans have yet? Let me give you a clue. It's the one thing you can't do.
Aiden.
Whatever.
Get old enough. They're like just one. And also, if Connie likes me as a famous, well, but you know what.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Alright, anyways. But yeah, since
I thought going back to these old tests would satisfy me. But try as you might to fail this next test, I still won't be satisfied.
alright, so shit. Dude.
But the
Alright.
back. Well, play my
Alright. And
You did very well. You only failed 1 times in this test. Not that it matters. It doesn't. So congratulations on a job well done.
alright, so anyways, with these co-op games, there are gonna be some weird moments.
yeah, there are gonna be some weird moments.
So, and with this being the first co-op
One of my best
game,
tests, and they let plants grow here.
unless y'all want me to
Can you
do
believe this?
the
We can't
single
test
player,
plants. We tried. They just sit there,
which is
never
gonna
showing pain nor fear.
take
That
a
isn't science.
long ass time. Aiden, what are you doing? Oh. Okay. go.
Hold this ball.
Okay.
Actually, I want you to place a ball right there. And then place a ball right up there. I smack it at the button, okay?
Alright.
Buttons, man!
So, with tomorrow being my day off,
I actually got a good idea.
bruh.
Down the road.
Your failure brings back such wonderful
Okay, there's
memories.
a. Wait a minute. Hold up. Before you do that,
I'm actually. What?
okay?
That should work. Ah!
Wait, what?
Skipping it!
Excellent work.
So that's-
If you were human, you would
That's
have a
a
reward
reward
for
about-
completing this test.
Plus, there's even
a
an achievement if you
reward for testing.
actually
At least the
pass
first
the
didn't want a
chamber
reward.
with only 5 little shots.
So, anyways, we are like,
Talon mode, you all actually able to
I created this test to let the humans feel good about
And
themselves.
some
It
achievements.
is extremely easy.
Ah!
Just follow the arrows.
we're on chamber 4.
Jump up.
I'm sorry. The arrows seem to have rusted off. Good luck.
Get out. And come out.
Alright.
Oh, whoa, whoa. Oh my god.
So, tomorrow what I'm gonna
I'm
do is
ADHD.
I'm either gonna be putting more progress on Star Trek Online or
Player campaign.
progress my 100 movie challenge.
Why do I keep on doing this?
Turn right. Jesus Christ.
I've been telling you like, but oh. What the hell is that? Check. What? Oh wait, yeah, I remember this test. Get behind me.
Okay. You
Find
good?
triggers my sneeze. Huh?
How the hell did that work?
I'm not done. Get over this side, okay? Get behind me.
Okay.
Jump. Now. You be standing. You stand right here.
Okay. So, right there.
Yeah, shoot a ball. Shoot. Now you can run back. Shoot a ball back.
Alright, let's hope this works.
Hey, I have to stand above. Stand above.
Okay, I'm standing above it.
Then
There we
Now all
go.
I have to do, place that back, get over here, move that bubble, and over here.
Congratulations.
Here, buddy.
There
Your
we
ability
go.
to complete this test proves the human
So,
strong. They described it as
like I was
impossible,
saying,
deadly,
so
cruel,
tomorrow
and
I'm
one
either
test
gonna
subject
be
even had the nerve
progressing
to call it broken.
Star Trek Online or my 100 movie challenge in the living room.
Yeah, I'll be coming.
Because I basically don't have a stream planned for tomorrow, nor a recording.
For this next test, the humans originally requested helmets to avoid brain injuries. I ran the numbers. Making the goo deadly was more cost-effective.
Okay, so I think what we need to do is I'm only just giving an idea on what we should do. So we can go ahead and huh? Right there. Right there. Oh. Hop off. The I think I may have a better idea. Okay. Yeah. Which movie? I'm gonna be watching, The Sixth Sense. The one with, freaking, what's his name? The one that plays, the one that plays, that one dude, from the Expendable series. Hold up. I'm taking a short break right now, so that way I can actually look this up before it starts boggling my freaking mind. So let me find it real quick. Are you okay? Oh. Hang on. I'm doing. Hold up. The Expendables on Wikipedia. Let me I don't think he was.
I mean,
Okay, so. Wait. I'm looking up some. Okay, that one dude that plays frickin' Church in the Expendables movie, like Bruce Willis. So you want me to put one right there and one there? Okay, so alright.
To try and make this course more exciting,
So-
I asked the reassembly machine to not reassemble you.
If I do not
refused.
end up,
I understand. That would be like asking me not to test.
if I do not, like,
Still, that would have been exciting.
end up doing, some more Star Trek Online, I will be watching movies.
This is a bridge building exercise.
Okay, we're on
But
Chamber
humans
6.
are miserable at this. Mostly because you can't build bridges out of tears.
Where? Oh, shit ball.
Well, not the best thing. Oh, it's great. Oh, fuck you.
Is there a... Hold up, let me check something. There's no... So, we're boned. Alright. So that... Why I go back? Alright.
Go. Not the other. Go.
No one has ever completed this test before. The humans must have reconfigured it from my original plans.
And if you got how much we play, please tell the
Also,
And total plays is over 999.
If you
fuck?
are wondering what that smell is, that is the smell of human.
okay, so after
I
this,
miss that smell.
like after this chamber, hold up. We only need to do 7 and 8 of this one, and then after that, we gotta save the rest for Friday because I do not have a stream planned for tomorrow. And by the way, guys, if you guys are wondering what is my days off, I will be making a scene for that tomorrow. So okay. So
If I made these tests any easier, they wouldn't be tests.
alright.
Put me down. Please put me down. They can't shoot. And the target lost.
But only when you're in their laser sight. So I got a better idea. Drop it in the water. Okay. Fucking. You need like a little defense idea, so bring.
Did you know the reassembly machine has other things it could be reassembling?
I'm safe.
You dick.
Yay, Orange is back. Testing can continue.
still there? Searching. Are you still there? Is anyone there?
Alright.
No friend. Searching. Are you still there? Hello. Searching lost.
What? He was shooting the whole way. What?
Hibernating.
What we shooting the whole way?
Searching. Are you gonna come over?
Mhm. So,
Yeah. Oh.
Hello.
Yeah.
Are you still there? Target lost. Searching.
hmm.
Are you still there?
So we're trying to figure this
Target lost.
one out,
Are you still there? Searching.
but
Good night. Hello.
hold on, let me- okay, so
Say goodbye. Deploying. Target lost. Goodbye. Searching.
alright.
Activated. I see you. Searching. Who's there? Who's there? Still there?
What?
Target lost.
We have to kill him. We have to kill him.
Deploying. Are you still there? Hello? Anyone there? Sleep mode activated.
I need to bug up.
Target lost. Are you still there? Target lost. There you are. Are you still there? Searching. Searching. Goodbye.
You guys have to get him.
Searching.
Listen after this. What? That's like. Good talk. You. Okay.
Shoot it. Got one. Do it again. Should be able to get the last one.
There we go.
No!
Congratulations. I am sure if I had the time to repair these tests, you would have never completed them. So again, congratulations on completing the broken, easy tests.
Bro, what the hell?
What?
Anyways, let's just get this shit done, and then after that we can get the go. So we basically come.
When I said so.
I am going to risk having you go outside the official courses one more time. The humans accidentally forgot to put a security DVD in the player. I am sure it happened by accident. But why don't you put
I
it
take it
back
this
in
is number
play
8
for safety.
for Chamber 3. Okay. Wait a minute.
Don't do it. It's me then it's stupid.
Wait, what? You can actually go in there?
Yeah. Like sometimes you have to.
So we're gonna have to try and figure out how we can actually.
Go right there.
Okay.
We'll go over here. Let me get it! Let me get it! Now that opens the door.
Okay. Now we gotta do. The only thing that I would know is that it's just there to ruin your run. Okay.
That's, yep, that's good. It be disappearing.
There we go.
Give me the ball! Give me the ball!
So after we get done with this chamber, let's go ahead and call it because I'm getting tired already. Oh. Why above is number 2?
Just stop flailing around like an incompetent.
Okay. Like, yeah, I'm getting like I'm way tired. I don't know if it's because of how much I've been outside or what.
In just a moment, the word blah will be repeated over and over again. If at some point you hear a number rather than the word blah, ignore it. It is not important.
Today's security code is
533
41 18.
33 41 18. But that's just gonna be useless.
Agreed.
Because she will say blah, 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 doing it. So she's not gonna be able to know.
Thank you for completing the testing course.
I'm
If
checking.
you enjoyed your experience, you
Okay.
may now re-enter the
So
testing
that
course
was
of your choice.
what? Test chamber? Okay, so should we, so let's go ahead and save those for Friday's stream.
How can you fail at this? It isn't even a test.
Okay? Okay. So guys, thank you all so much for watching. There is no live stream planned for tomorrow because tomorrow is September 11th. That's right. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and do the schedule replacement right now. Also, speaking of schedule replacement, guys, next week, if like we still have some more streams planned. So I am going ahead and replacing these for next week's. So that way I don't have to do them the next day. So anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching.
Thing.
And I'll see you
You'll
guys
be perfect.
in the next one. I will. Yeah. Take care and stay Section 9 certified.